What's up, folks? My name is Trail, better known as Budget Bill, and today we are going to go over how to save money fast using the traditional SuSu investment plan. Now, don't get this confused from the most popular SuSu version known as the modern day SuSu. That is the one that has been going around heavily this year in all sorts of communities. And if you're looking for information regarding the modern day SuSu, I made a great video about it and you can click on this card up here so you can check that out. But this video is going to illustrate how the traditional way has been used for years in many cultures, and we are going to discuss how the traditional SuSu works. This is the original version that was created in other countries and has been used for many years. But before we get started, be sure to click on the like button as it really helps the channel grow. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. What's up, folks, and thanks for sticking around. So what is the SuSu, or a traditional SuSu? Well, I'm going to start off by reading the definition from Wikipedia, which states, is a form of a rotating savings and credit association, a type of informal savings club arrangement between a small group of people who take turns by throwing a hand, as the partners call it. The name is used in Africa, especially West Africa and the Caribbean. The basic principle is that each member of the group makes a standard contribution to a common fund once per time per period. Then each period, the total contributions are dispersed to a single member of the group. The recipient changes each period in a rotating fashion such that all the members of the group are eventually recipients. And then I have my personal definition, which is that a SuSu is a form of arrangement that allows you to get together with trustworthy people in order to help one another save large sums of money. And this is also known as an informal savings club arrangement between a small group of people. Traditionally, this has been a way for people to save money for large purchases, such as college tuition, purchasing a car, and even starting your own business without needing a loan from a bank. So typically, when starting or joining a traditional SuSu, you want to join with like-minded individuals who have the same objective. Most people tend to join a traditional SuSu with family and friends as a way to create or save additional wealth or large sums of money for each person involved. For example, I am going to share with you a real-life example from one of my friends. My friend mentioned that people in the Asian community would do this all the time back in the day, and that her parents actually did this years ago when she was a child. She told me that there was about 14 individuals involved in their traditional SuSu. She told me that each person committed to contribute $10,000 per month. Initially, I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. I was blown away by it. But once she told me that the purpose of them joining together was so that each person would be able to open and start their own business without the help of needing a loan from a bank. This way, each person could come up with a large sums of funds to start their own business and pay their employers hourly wages without having to owe anyone or borrow money from anyone. I was like, okay, now it makes sense. That actually sounds like a great way to do it. So with changing it up a little bit from the example of 14 people contributing $10,000 each month, I am limiting it to only 6 people for simplicity reasons. And this would yield a monthly payout of $60,000 per person. And this is why you need to do it with people you trust and have known for a while. People who have the same interests. My friend told me that most of the people in her parents' group was family members or either longtime friends within their immediate circle. Which I would say this is definitely important if you or someone you know decides to join. Right now, I want to switch over and switch screens so I can walk you through this particular setup. Okay, so let's go ahead and break it all down. I went ahead and created this diagram to show you exactly how this works, okay? So as we see right here in the middle, we have where it states $10,000 per month per person. And then it also shows, because we have a total of 6 individuals that are participating, the pot per month is going to be $60,000 per month. Okay, so now we have the first person, which is my friend Poppy. We also have number 2, which is Pluto, number 3, which is Mickey, and then we have number 4, which is Polka, which we have stated that she is going to be the banker because she is more responsible and she is more trustworthy than the rest of them. And then we also have number 5, which is Winnie, and then number 6, which is Donnie, okay? All right, so when everyone starts off in the traditional SuSu, every month on the designated day, each person is going to contribute $10,000, okay? So we're going to go through this real quick on month 1. So right here, we have month 1. Each person, as I stated, is going to contribute $10,000. And the person that is designated as the first person, which is Poppy, he is going to receive the entire pot on the first month. As you can see right there, it shows that he has received a total of $60,000. Okay, now everyone else, no one else has received any money at this time. However, all 6 individuals have contributed $10,000, and that entire pot has gone to Poppy. And when they contributed the money went directly to Polka because she is the banker. She is the one that is holding all the money. She is the one that is organizing everything and choreographing it and receiving the entire lump sum. And she is the one that dishes it out to Poppy on the designated day. Okay, so now we're going to switch over and to see what happens on month number 2. All right, right here, we have month number 2, and we can see that Pluto is the designated one to receive the entire pot on month number 2. And we can see that Pluto has received plus $60,000. Also, we show on the previous month, Poppy also received $60,000. Now, just as a reminder, each person is contributing $10,000, regardless to whether you receive the entire pot that particular month. So, on this particular month, which is month 2, Pluto also gave his $10,000. However, he received the entire pot of $60,000. Now, at this particular time, so far, Poppy has received $60,000 and Pluto has received $60,000. And everyone else has contributed $20,000 because remember, we are on month number 2. On month number 1, everyone contributed $10,000, but now that we are on month number 2, so far everyone has contributed a total of $20,000. Okay, so now we're going to switch over into month number 3. And we can see that Mickey is the designated one to receive the full entire pot on month number 3. Now Mickey has $60,000 as well. So far, Poppy, Pluto, and Mickey have received the entire payout of $60,000. But Polka, Winnie, and Donnie, they haven't received anything so far. However, they have been contributing $10,000 every month. So yes, they are out of $30,000 total at this time. But that doesn't matter because everyone knows each other. Everyone works with each other right here. They all work for Disney, so they all pretty much trust one another. And you know, this is a trustworthy group and everyone is in it for the same objective, okay? So we're going to move on to month number 4. And then we can see that Polka, which is the banker, she's finally in line to receive the full pot of $60,000. Okay, now she is the banker, so she's just going to transfer it from the main holding tank to her own personal account because that particular month she is the recipient of the full $60,000. Now, so far we have Winnie and Donnie left, and they have contributed because we're on month number 4, and they have been contributing $10,000 every month. Winnie and Donnie have given out a total of $40,000. But don't worry, they're soon to be receiving the full pot as their particular month comes around. So now that we switch over into month number 5, now Winnie is in line to receive the full pot of $60,000. So far, Poppy, Pluto, Mickey, Polka, and Winnie have received the full pot of $60,000. And the only one that is left at this point is Donnie. Okay, hope you guys are following so far. And then we go to the 6th month, which is in line for Donnie to receive his payout. And now he has received the $60,000. $60,000 as well. Now, because we've only had 6 individuals that were participating in this traditional SuSu, that means that each person has ultimately given in $60,000 and each person has received $60,000. And that's why this is considered as a savings plan or a savings group. You actually get what you put in because you get that back. The only purpose of this is for accountability purposes, as well as to get you a large sum of money that helps you get to the ultimate goal much faster. As I stated earlier, that my friends all did it so that they can start their own business, and they had about 14 people involved. So each person each month were receiving $140,000 for that particular traditional SuSu. But as this particular illustration that I have on the screen, each person is due to receive $60,000. So now this has rotated through all 6 people. Now, if this particular group decides to do it again, then basically they will start all over and they would determine each person what number they're going to have. As you can see, Poppy is number 1, Pluto's number 2, Mickey's number 3, Polka is number 4, and Winnie is number 5, and Donnie is number 6. But those numbers can change. So, for example, let's say Mickey, on the next go round, Mickey decides that he wants to be number 1. So once they submit the information to everyone to make sure that everyone is okay with Mickey being number 1, then they would change Mickey's number from number 3 to number 1. And then Mickey will be the first in line to receive the $60,000 in the particular pot on the next go round. I hope this illustration explains everything to you and shows you in a simpler format. This is super easy, it's nothing complicated, and it really helps you to get a large sum of money within a group of people that everyone can trust. That is most important. Now, for this day and age, you can use several methods of payments to pay the banker, such as the Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, or any other electronic payment method. However, if your contribution amount is similar to my example, then those options probably won't work considering the large sum of money being used. But most people are not going to use that much money, considering the money laundering threshold of $10,000. But if you are going to use that amount or more, then perhaps you need another way of contributing your monthly contribution into the savings group. Now, just in case you are interested in the traditional SuSu, you must realize these 4 important facts before starting or joining one. And here they are. Number 1, you have to do it with trustworthy people. There's no other way. Number 2, you need to choose a banker, someone that's trustworthy, reliable, and organized. And then number 3, you have to pick a day. Pick a day in which you're going to give or submit your contribution to the banker. And then number 4, you have to assign numbers for each person. That way, each person knows when it's actually their month to receive the money that's in the particular pot at that time. So I hope I did a great job at explaining what and how a traditional SuSu works. If by chance you were looking for the modern day SuSu, I actually made a video of how that works as well. You should see a pop-up here that you can click on and take you directly to that video. And I will also include a link down below in the description as well. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like, as it definitely helps out the growth of this channel. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is a great time to click on the subscribe button and the bell next to it so you can be notified every time I upload new videos. Again, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.